the story time. I have received this book. Yay! Okay, but to tell you the truth, I was a bit worried a little bit. Why I worried? Because CEO Hungry Park said I will be revealing how I make this Atomy company to $1 billion company. I will share my secret in this book. I mean, I am a proud Atomian, so I don't mind. So I can read a secret. But what if other business owner read it and they copy it? So I was a bit scared. CEO Park, don't share all your secrets. So, but when I opened it, it was pretty interesting to watch, and no wonder this became a #1 book in the economic development section. And this it's in Korean. That's why I could not really show you all the letters. So this is how book has been designed. So there are how many chapters? I believe 5 chapters. I haven't finished the whole thing. I'm just reading the title, and then I'm just reading whatever I like to read. So there are five different chapters. So each chapter. So first one is about the dreaming, right? Dreaming DNA. So each chapter have their own subtitles, right? Subtitles, and each title have started with what and why, and how they are doing it, and certain episodes. Episode is something really happened in life, like something happened in CEO Hungry Park, or something happened in Atomy. So for me, I could relate when I was reading to it. When I was reading some episode, I was kind of laughing through it, because some of the stories which I have heard it many years ago, or some of the stories which I have heard when I visited Atomy Korea 2015 and 2016, and then when I heard directly from CEO Hungry Park. So some of his stories are written down on this book. So how this book was created, 10 years of know-how. And CEO Hungry Park, he's running Atomy University. So it's not for Atomians who's doing the business. Actually, it's for the people who's employees, Atomy employees, people who are working in Atomy headquarters and the global branches. So at CEO Hungry Park wants to educate all those Atomy staff. So that's why every time he wants to lecture about something, he needs to create a note. So it's a collection of all the notes for the last 2 years. So basically, it has really a lot of information, a lot. So I'm sure some of the owners, some of the business online business owners, and some other CEOs from other company, I'm sure they will get some hints. And when I look at it, probably they won't be able to follow how CEO Hungry Park's doing it, because we all know CEO Hungry Park is a very special man. So I'm just gonna talk about some of the things, because I won't be able to. There are a lot of stories, so I'm just gonna talk about some stories that we know it already. So one of this chapter is talking about how Atomy was able to come up with the absolute quality and the absolute price. So they're really talking about their detailed strategy, how we were able to do it. And then like this year, what is it? It's a genius of the end. And we have seen the recording of this one also already. Atomy, it's not one on one another. We can have both, right? Instead of just pick one, why can't we just have both? That's the definition of absolute quality, absolute price. Because many of the question has a question mark. How can you have both? When you have absolute quality, you should have a high price. And when you have an absolute price, the quality should be low. Absolute quality, absolute price, it's not a matching equation. But however, Atomy is a genius of the end. So they were able to fulfill the customer's needs of absolute quality, absolute price, and it is indicated over here. And CEO Hungry Park said, when Atomy launched as a net marketing company, the return rate was 0.41, which is a bit higher than what we used to know. So he said 2009, when Atomy was opened, return rate was 0.41, but still it was lower than the same industry, right? It was still lower than the same industry, but now it's 0.2. When other companies are 4.0 to 4.4, Atomy is only 0.2. So that just number indicates that what types of product that Atomy is distributing. And when CEO Park trying to launch a product or decide on the certain product, what he's thinking first, quality first. He's not checking the price. Okay, let's look for the absolute price. Which one is the lowest price here? He's not looking for the price first. He always looking for, oh, it's a pretty good toothbrush or it's a pretty good toothpaste. He's not even thinking about the price. He's just looking at the good quality product. And once he picked the good quality product, and then he start negotiating the price. And in here, oh, he's very honest. He talk about how he's able to lower down the price. How can he do that? So he's talking about how he able to lower down the cost of the production and the employee rate, all the things. Very generous, right? He's sharing all the secret to other CEOs too. So he finds the question, the story with our Deotech toothbrush. When he found our toothbrush, which is selling in a department store, it was selling at the $3.50. And how much is our toothbrush now? I know our toothbrush 8 set in a one box, but if you divide into 8, I mean, from the total price, if you divide into 8, one toothbrush it comes to $1.55, I believe, including tax. But let's say it's $1. So CEO price basically asking, okay, I know you are selling at $3.50, but let's sell it at $1. And of course, the CEO of Deotech company, are you out of your mind? It's impossible. How can we make this $3.50 toothbrush is the $1? So these are the things that CEO Hungry Park have suggested. So Deotech company at the time, they were making different, even toothbrush company, they not only have one design, they have several designs, right? So CEO Hungry Park suggested, let's only have one design. So your machine only gonna make one type of toothbrush. And I don't know how the manufacturing, the system goes. They have a certain frames, right? Certain frames to cut those plastics. So he made, 6 sets, and he put 24 in the company. So it's automation. He created automation. So they don't have to hire that many people. Everything will be done automatically. He first asked the CEO of Deotech, can you make 200,000 toothbrushes? And the answer from the Deotech CEO, once again, are you really out of your mind? Toothbrush, you won't be sell that fast. And doesn't matter how good you are, you won't be able to sell that amount of toothbrush. How long it's going to take for you to sell all of that? 200,000 toothbrush sold out in 4 days. So 200,000 toothbrush, I made some note here. So 200,000 toothbrush is sold in 4 days. That's why the Deotech owner was out of his mind, because every sale of Deotech before Atomy jump in, they were selling 40,000 a month. But there was 40,000 in 1 month. But after Atomy jumped in, they were able to sell 200,000 in 4 days. Amazing, right? And before Atomy joined in, Deotech's annual revenue was like $500,000. But as of 2019, it's not even up to date, right? 2019, their revenue has been grown to 200 million. Amazing. Right? And now Deotech also got involved creating a factory in China. So 2019, that's when Atomy decided to open up a branch in China. They have to start building, because there is a Deotech company, a Deotech manufacturer factory in China, because that was one of the requirements by the Chinese government. So Deotech got involved. Deotech got involved in terms of creating a factory there. So Deotech, it's not just ordinary toothbrush company. They are living together with Atomy, right? And what are the things? And another thing that Atomy can really produce absolute quality, absolute price, one company, one product. Maybe some other, let's say, Deotech, they can come up with other toothbrushes, right? Different types of toothbrushes. Or there's not only Deotech, there's other toothbrush companies can also manufacture good quality, which can distribute to Atomy. But Atomy already hand on hand with the Deotech, so they will not introduce any other toothbrush companies. So Atomy only dealing with one company for one product. Atomy already have, right? Already have a copy company, already have a company for certain products. So other than that, Atomy will not reach out to any other companies. So, and once if you know how Atomy are dealing with all those companies, Atomy always deal with the cash. There is no post-dated check, or there is a month after a final payment. Once all the product has been delivered within a week, all the final payment will be paid to the manufacturer. So what CEO Hunger Park basically asking you as a manufacturer, only thing you need to do, come up with a good quality product. And we negotiate the price. And in terms of selling, we will take a full charge of it. Because in this book, it is indicated that there are good manufacturers. They're really coming up with a good quality product. But why they end up going bankrupt, why they're also failing? Because they don't know how to distribute the product. You made a good product, but you don't know how to distribute it. So, CEO Hunger Park, you don't worry about distributing. I'll take full charge of distributing. So you only focus on coming up with a good quality product. Amazing strategy. Right? That's why Atomy hand on hand with the Diotech, and now they are growing together. Because of Atomy, Diotech now distributing to how many countries? And now they have a factory in the China too. The reason I put this picture beside, because when CEO Hunger Park asked him, "Oh, can you make 200,000 of toothbrush?" And he said, "Are you out of your mind? There is no toothbrush selling that much except this toothbrush." Honestly, this toothbrush is really popular in Korea. Everywhere you go, you will be able to see this toothbrush. I didn't know it was that popular. But when you look at the bristle, you don't want to put it in your mouth. It's very different from our Atomy toothbrush. So if you are watching Korean drama or Korean movies, you know that Korea has a public sauna where, where you shower together. So it's kind of common culture in Korea. So when you go, you need to have a toothbrush. So this is what you can buy. I think it was like a 50 cents. You will buy with the 50 cents. So this is a number one selling toothbrush in Korea. And some other things, so before we wrap up, so some of the things that on this book that I just want to point it out, how Atomy is very different, and then how Atomy was able to sustain for more than 10 years with a two-digit growth every year. And remember last year, Atomy was selected as a best working company, right? Best place to work. And all that reason is really written down on this book. So PM, so project manager, everyone can be project manager. So imagine, think about all those jobs. So even think about your workplace. Who can be the project manager? Maybe the people who are in the top tiers, right? People who just joined, there is no way they can be the project manager. But in Atomy, even the new member, like a new employee just joined, but really expert in this area. So Atomy wanted to have a campaign on let's say Instagram, but new employee who joined somehow expert in WhatsApp, expert in like Instagram. Then that new person can be the project manager. And CEO Park always a team member because he doesn't know all the specific stuff. So he is always a team member and who specialize in a certain category. They can be the project manager. Amazing system, isn't it? Which means CEO Hunger Park really believe individual members, individual employees, and just by gaining trust by CEO Hunger Park, I think all the brilliant ideas will come out from them, right? To impress CEO Hunger Park. So everyone, even a new employee, right? Newest employee can be the project manager. And one person payment system. Oh, you might wonder what this is. So one person payment system. So all the people in bit of a high position, let's say people bit of in charge, right? Like let's say people who are charging for broadcasting, or people charging for all the cosmetic lines, like the people in charge, they all have a company card. So they do all have a company card, but they don't have to get the authorization. So let's say if you want to buy a camera, costs $100,000. Let's say you in Atomy, you need to take a lot of pictures. So you might need to buy expensive good quality, high quality camera, which will cost $100,000. Of course, you want to make a decision on your own because it's not your money. So you will go to CEO Hangul Park, and then what will you ask? Okay, so you will go with a certain form, and you'll written down that this is a camera I wanted, and then 100,000 is the price, and okay, please authorize it so I can buy it. In it, you know what is the answer from CEO Hangul Park? I don't know anything about camera. And why you ask me to authorize for $100,000? You are the expert. If you really believe that this is a product that this is the stuff that you needed to Atomy better company and to come up with a better result, go ahead. Because what CEO Hangul Park believed in, once the CEO Hangul Park signed on the paper, responsibility comes to CEO Hangul Park. But since the CEO Hangul Park give the decision making to the person who submit the form, you take a responsibility. And since he has done in the business this way, everyone becoming more creative, and they try not to overuse. So of course, if $100,000 really needed, okay, go ahead and use it. But by using it, you definitely need to show the result. But you don't need to get the authorization from me. So there is no authorization system in Atomy. Even when you're looking, many of the videos or Korean drama. I remember watching Korean drama, like CEO's table always followed up with the documents, because he need to read it and he need to sign it. Because once he doesn't sign it, certain project won't be able to go on board. But Atomy, they don't have the system. All the people in charge, they do have a company credit card. They can make their own decision. Okay, that create a concerns. Okay, so let's say if people have a company card and the CEO part doesn't even look at where they're looking at it, what if they misuse it? What CEO Hangul Park have said? Anything that you want to do it your way. Right? Use the card or the way you wanted to use it. But when I check it, I have to like your idea too. Be tricky, isn't it? So let's say if you're using $100,000 for the camera, when you explain to me later, I have to accept your explanations too. You don't have to go through authorization with me from the front, but later when you explain why you end up spending $100,000 for buying that expensive camera, I have to agree with your ideas too. Seems like easygoing, but not really. CEO Hangul Park giving freedom at the same time responsibility to all those individual leaders. So for the accountants in Atomy, not much thing to do. Only thing they're concerned, only thing they're doing it is for the tax returns. Only thing they do, because they don't really have to authorize for anything, any of the payment they have to go through. And work-life balance, that's what we want in Atomy too, what we call like a balanced life, similar to balanced life. So what we want in Atomy, by gaining a financial freedom, we want to love one another. We want to donate some of our extra incomes that we have, and we want to donate it. So we want to share, we want to love, we want to learn. So that's what we call a balanced life. That's the success definition of success in Atomy. But in this book, he talks about work-life balance, and he said, don't work for your life. There are some people like really workaholic. They're really working to be acknowledged by the company that you're a great worker. They're really working without enjoying their personal life. But he said it's not wise. Just use your work, right, to have a better life. So one example, one episode he has shared on this book, he said when he was like early like late 20s, like early 30s, he was working at the car accessory manufacturing company. So he was an employee too. So he wasn't a CEO all the time. He was an employee too. So he was working at a car accessory manufacturing company, and he was a workaholic. He really worked night through the night. I mean, like morning till night, and he even sleep in the office. and he sleep in the couch. So I feel sorry for the Seo Hong-park's wife. Like, he was a workaholic. So of course, since he's a workaholic, the company boss, companies like board members definitely liked it. One day, the manager came while he was working and asked him to go for a drive. And Seo Hong-park thought, oh, maybe he's gonna buy me a lunch. But they end up going to the golf range. And he goes, oh, why are we here? And the manager pulled out the whole golf cart from the back of his trunk. And you know what? I got 3 months lessons for you. And Seo Hong-park said, I have no time to do this. I have to work. And this is what the manager said. You are a very important person for our company. You cannot overuse yourself. Every day, amazing manager, right? Every day, you come to this golf range for 2 hours and get some lessons and come back to work. If you do that, probably you'll be able to, work better. You cannot just work. That's where he got some idea. That's why when he created Atomy Park, Atomy headquarters, work until you are tired. Play until you're tired and come back when you're bored. It's not like work until you're tired. No, play until you're tired, and then if you're really tired, just come back and work. So that's where he got some idea, because from his personal experience, from what his manager have said, you are very important to our company. So you should also look after your health. So every day for 3 months, you come to this golf range and you learn and you play golf and you come back to work. Amazing. So all his business philosophy, business strategy, it's not just not created when he started Atomy. It's a combination. It's a piles of all the experiences he went through and all the things that he have went through in life.
구독, 좋아요 눌러주세요.